Yo, what's going on, guys? Today is a very special occasion because I want to say thank you to everyone who is subscribed because we hit 100 subscribers. Unreal. I never ever would have saw this coming. And I'm mad proud, I'm not gonna lie. This is always, like I said, this is always something I wanted to do. And it's crazy that we're actually at 100. And we're gonna keep going because I'm gonna keep doing this every single day. Hopefully, I will try my best. So for 100, I did. I guess I kind of had this planned. Not. I had this planned for something. I'm fumbling already, bro. Oh my god! But uh, for 100 subscribers, I thought, you know what? Why don't I do my favorite games ever? My top 5 favorite games of all time. And it took me a minute to make this list. I'm not gonna lie, guys. There was a lot of contenders, but I think I have narrowed it down to a solid 5 that would represent me and how I like my games. Now, obviously, before I go into more detail about the list, I definitely have some honorable mentions that almost made the list before I was completely thinking out the whole list. So, first off, obviously got to shout out Fortnite, the game I always upload, play every day. I love Fortnite, obviously, and it's the main game that I play with all my friends. And I mean, what else can I really say about this game? It's a lot of fun, even though I get mad at it all the time. I love it so much. Next up, obviously, you got Minecraft. One of the first games I ever played was the game that I would play for just hours and hours on end on my Xbox, and I kept it going on PS, and I'm gonna keep it going on PC. Just elite game. It'll never get old. Elite soundtrack. Just it's just perfection. I don't know. It's perfect. And the next one is actually the next one is one I talked about recently in a video, which is Metaphoria Fantasio. Obviously, you got it this year. Played through it all. Absolute blast. Definitely one of the best games I've ever played. I cannot wait to see what more they do with it because I was expecting there to be some sort of DLC, but then they talked about a sequel and making it into a series. So I'm so down to see what they do with it because there's so much that they can actually do with that series. Because there's so much they can do in that universe. It'll be so fun to see what else that they put out. I was Like I said, I was hoping for a DLC because there's a very obvious like layup DLC that they could do if you've played the game and seen the ending. It would be elite. And then for the last honorable mention, I'm actually gonna shout out BioShock Infinite. The whole BioShock series was free on PS Plus when I still had PS Plus, and I played through. It was obviously the first game, two, and then Infinite. Played through all three. Absolutely love all of those games. They were so fun to play through. The story was elite. The world was so interesting. I love the style of the world. All the characters are so nice. It was amazing. To have all three of those games for free though, oh my god, man, it was elite. Such elite experience. Absolutely fun. I should probably try and replay those games if I ever get them on PC, or if I ever decide to get PS Plus again. We'll definitely want to replay those games. For our first game on the list, I have to give it to Uncharted 4. This was one of the first two games that I got for the PS4 when I first got my PS4. It was this game and then Spider-Man. And this game is beautiful, bro. Oh my goodness, this game looks so good. Every single area that you get to, especially in like the expansive, more open areas of the game, when you're like sneaking around all the areas, oh my god, it looks so good. All the puzzles in the game are super detailed, super fun to do. The like oh my like oh I can't even like It's been a while since I've played it, obviously, so I can't remember some like exact scenes, but it's just how it starts off from you getting out of the that first house just to you like climbing across the world to find this stuff. It is so good, bro. I should I really should replay that game. I really should. It was so much fun, man. This is one of the first games that probably started to make me realize, man, these single player stories are just peak. Like they're just so good. Like this is my type of game right here. Oh man, I do kind of feel bad for Spider Man too, because when I how it went was I played Spider Man first. I played it for a bit. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of fun. And then I started up Uncharted. I swear I played that game for just hours. Like I started up, I did not stop playing for hours, man. Oh my god, what an elite experience! Just front to back, it is so good. Just a perfect way to end off the series, man. So like I have nothing but nice things to say about this game. It is just amazing. It's outstanding. The next game I have on my list, number 4, is Pokemon Black and White 2. This was one of the first games I ever owned, period. Because I think before I even had a console, I had my trusty DS, which I still have to this day. It has been an absolute soldier. I don't even think it's ever died. Like there was a like funny story. There was one time that I was driving back home from like somewhere that was like 10 hours away. I stayed up the whole 10 hours playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon on my DS, and it didn't even flash red. Like they whatever they did to that system is a soldier. But back to Pokemon Black and White 2. This obviously growing up, I absolutely loved Pokemon, and this was one of the main reasons why. This game, dude, this game is so good. This like Pokemon's not known for having like the craziest stories, but like the story for this game, for a Pokemon game, it's amazing. The whole thing surrounding like Team Plasma and the whole thing with like Team Plasma gets this going back to the uh like the other part of Unova, and then the post game being able to go back to where you started in Black and White. Oh man, it's chef's kiss. Like, and then the music in this game, it is so good, bro. The champ, like hearing that champion theme for the first time after just like struggling and warring to get through the Elite Four, man, let me tell you, that was one of the hypest moments ever. And then another funny story, because I had not completely beat this game for a while because Iris kept beating me. I kept losing to Iris. But then there was one day I was driving home from a football game that I had played in. And I'm sitting there in the back seat trying my absolute hardest to beat Iris. And I think what it came either came down to her Archeops or her Lapras. It came down to one of those two. And then when I finally killed it, when I tell you I had to like silently hold in like the loudest scream ever. Oh man, I was so happy because it was finally done. I finally beat the champion. I was about to lose it. If I was just like in my room that day, oh my goodness, I that would have been the loudest I'd ever screamed. No joke, I would have screamed my head off. Man, this game made me so happy, bro. And my friend in middle school also had this game, so there'd be times where we would trade back and forth and we would battle like in class. Like we're sitting there, DS's under the desk, battling while the teacher's like playing a video or something, and we're just battling. Man, those were peak times. Those were peak times, man. Right smack dab middle in the list at number 3. I actually have a split because I still cannot decide which one I think is the best, and I would have to replay one of them before I like set in stone my opinion finally. But we have Persona 5 Royale and Persona 4 Golden. These were my two like introductions to the series because I played both of them over the summer of last year. I played Persona 4 Golden. That was my first Persona game because my friend kept constantly saying, "Yo, you need to play the series. I think you'd like it. You need to play the series. Play it." And I was like, "All right, sure." I wanted to start with 5, but I got 4 because it was free. So I start with 4 and I played through 4 and like I was hooked immediately. But I got to a point where like I didn't realize that there was more to do in 4, so then I started 5. When I tell you I started 5 and I did not stop playing until I beat the game. I played that game non-stop for over a period of like 2.5 weeks. Oh my goodness, when I tell you that is one of the best experiences I've ever had playing video games, period. It is just so like I was hooked. The story of that game is so good. The amount of just twists and turns even from like the start of the game, especially like in the latter half of the game, like December, like November, December onwards, it was just plot twist, plot twist, plot twist, back to back to back. It was ridiculous. Like, cause how 5 works is before you get to a certain date in November, essentially all of the game is a flashback that you're telling to someone, and then once you get to that point where you tell them everything up to that point, and then go from there, it's just unreal. Oh my god, it is nuts, man. And don't even get me started on how generational this soundtrack is. Like, this is one of the best pieces of music I've ever heard. Just straight out. There's so many just elite songs. Uh, the Futaba Palace theme, the Medicine Shop theme, the Rivers in the Desert, Throw Away Your Vast. There's just so many different songs that are just it's banger after banger after banger. And then the cast, every single character in 5 is is great. And then there's some characters that are just like some of the greatest characters like I've ever met. Like even just with the main character Joker, like even though I think they missed not making him a voice character, he is just like there's just so much to his story, and then so much with other characters. Like the first character that you meet that isn't like the navigator, which is Morgana, is Ryuji, and oh my god, Ryuji, that that is a dog right there. That everyone needs a friend like Ryuji in their life, man. Everyone deserves a friend like that. Like when it came time to say goodbye to everyone, and I mean I knew it was gonna be sad, but like I go up to like because he's standing in the arcade that's in Shibuya. I couldn't even go up to talk to him. I just started bawling my eyes out, bro, because there's something that he does after the Sixth Palace that just cements him as just one of the greatest characters ever and the greatest character in the whole series. That isn't the main character for because that's the goat. But man, I love Ryuji, bro. He's he's the best. He's the greatest. Like he just cares so much about like that is what I love so much about it. Not only is he just so relatable, but he just cares about you so much. And oh man, like that's just one of the many great characters. Like all of your team members are amazing. Even the ones that you meet a little later in the game, amazing. They're just all such good characters, man. And then even the character that I hate the most, he's still well written. Like Akechi is still very well written. I just despise him and everything that he stands for. And I don't know, this game is just like this is one of the few games that I would recommend to anyone no matter what. Like, this is one of those very few games that I would beg someone to play. Like, I have over 300 hours on this game, and I have the platinum for it on PlayStation. Please, if you have not played this game, I beg that you play this game. It is that good. It is that life changing. Like, you will not regret picking up this game. It is pricey, but it does go on sale often. If you do not have this game, please, I beg that you play it. Like, you will not regret the time that you put into this game. We got someone in our server who had never played the series before to play it for the first time. No regrets. Just outstanding game, back to front. It's so good, bro. Oh my god, it is so good. We are now getting into the top two. And number two is another game that I finished somewhat recently, maybe like a year or two ago now, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I know what you're already thinking. Yes, the launch of the game was very bad. It was a buggy mess, almost unplayable, and it got crapped on by everyone. I remember that. But I obviously had no ability to get the game on launch. So, I got the game. It was before the DLC. I got the game before the DLC was a thing. I finished the game before the DLC released. And oh my goodness, this game, it is like, oh, I don't even, like, I'm freezing up because this game is just one of the greatest games I have, like, ever touched. Like, period. Like, it has that, like, few, like, me, I love, like, Cowboy Bebop is one of my, like, top 5 or 10 anime ever. And this is just, like, this is basically Cowboy Bebop the game. It is so fun, bro. It is so much fun. Like, my first save, I did I obviously went with the female, and I did the like all the, like the cyberware hacking and like with the katanas and the like. There's so many different things that you can do that just makes the game so much fun, and that's not even talking about how elite the story is. The story is so good. Like, the whole prologue tutorial is like just a display of how just crazy the game becomes. And throughout the whole game, you basically become a lot closer with Johnny, who's the guy that takes over your head because of what happens in the prologue. And it's elite, man. Like, even there's so many side quests that are just, it's peak gaming. And when the DLC came out and I beat the DLC, that the DLC is what elevated this game to be where it is on my list. That is one of the best DLC experiences I've ever had. Probably the best DLC experience I've had to this day. Oh my god, Phantom Liberty is so peak. Outstanding DLC story. And it gives you so many extra things to do. It gives you a whole extra part of the map. Like, it's like, I just throw my, it's absolute cinema. It is absolute cinema, man. Oh my god, bro. Like, I'm currently in the middle of another playthrough with the male in one of the different routes of the game. Because there's Nomad, there's Corpo, and there's Street Kid. My first save was the female Street Kid. So now I'm doing the male Corpo. And it's like, I'm having it's a blast. I'm gonna probably play it a third time when I beat the when I beat the game with the dude. I'm gonna play it again, and then again, and then again. Like, I'll never get sick of this game, bro. It is so generationally peak. And finally, my favorite game of all time. And if you know me, you already know this is gonna be. It is my beloved Fallout 4. And the reason I have this here is because this game is what's it, baby. I just absolutely love gaming. mainly single player gaming, beyond just what was on my DS. What got me into this game is the Rad Brad. I watched him play through the whole game and was like, I need this game now. I need this game now. Like it was the only game I could think of playing for like years. I wanted it so bad. And when I finally got my PlayStation, I actually gotten the disc for the game for one of my friends at the time. So when I finally booted it up and did my first playthrough, man, oh man, I was hooked. It was one of the only games I'd be playing for like 2 years straight. It was either this or Minecraft, and that was it. Oh man, I was on this game just non-stop. I love this game so much. I have played through like every single base game ending and the DLC just over and over and over again, and it does not get old. It just gets peak every single time. And bro, when I got it on PC finally, man, those mods made the game just like it just continue to extend my time playing this game and just having so much fun, bro. And speaking of the DLC, Nuka World, one of my favorite DLCs ever. Elite Gaming. I love that DLC so much. Like, when I tell you I've played this game so much, I have 505 hours of the game on PS4 and 351 hours of it on Steam. I have almost, I'm like very close to 1,000 hours across two platforms on this game, bro. It is unreal. Like, I adore this game to bits, man. Like, this is my whole personality. And yeah, you could say, oh, but New Vegas is better. Oh, but Fallout 3 is better. But like, I don't care. I don't care. I love this game too much, bro. I will always stick up for Fallout 4. Yeah, the story might not be as good as those two games, but the gameplay and all the stuff you can do in the game, it sets it over the top for me by far. I love the game too much, man. It is my favorite game of all time. And I don't want to really get into favorite equals best, but like hey, this is the best game of all time to me. So that concludes the list. With all that being said, to wrap up the list, I just want to say thank you to every single one of you that have subscribed and then continue to watch the videos, because this is something that I've always wanted to do. Just make videos about stuff that I like, upload it, get views, get more followers. It's a nice feedback loop, in my opinion, and this has just always been one of my dreams. I think I see this as a way to express myself a lot more in situations where I'm not really able to express myself that often, and this is just a perfect way to um, express my thoughts on things, and I want to keep it going for as long as humanly possible, honestly. Uh, Even with other life stuff going on, I want to still be here, come back, talk to you guys, because this is what I enjoy, and even if life stuff going on, that's just it's just something to talk about and talk it out, get it off my chest, so I don't have to keep it bottled up. Um, yeah, this is just crazy to me. There's 100 people out there, maybe 101 or 102 at this point, that are tuning in, that have this channel in their sub box, which is insane to me. Uh, is very crazy to think about and put it into perspective. Uh, but um, I'm here to stay, so I want to keep this going for, like I said, long as humanly possible. And I definitely repeating myself, but again, major shout out to all of you guys. Thank you to all of you guys. Uh, I mean, I don't know what else to really say. I've been like cheesing this whole video, like this fat smile across my face. You can probably hear it in my probably hear it in my voice as well, man. I'm like, oh no, this I'm just so happy about this, and I just want to keep seeing it get bigger. Pause. But I just want to keep seeing the channel grow and continue to succeed because, as I said, this is a long time dream, and I'm making it possible. So, for the last time, thank you, thank you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. Follow all the socials, all the mumbo jumbo advertisement crap, and thank you guys for 100 subscribers. And here's to 100 more. Here's to 100 more.